Very happy to see you all. So let's recite together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sambuddhassa. Homage to the sublime, the victorious, the totally self-enlightened one. And so Claudia sent an email concerning the Nirodha Samapatti that we talked about a few weeks ago.
I asked if in order to reach that attainment, one person need to be able to practice both.
Yes.
So I do not understand why, we practice only one or only another one. This one was a big problem for me at the start when I started to practice meditation, because it seems that, you practice the technique of Vipassana and then you can't practice anything else, because this one is the true way, true enlightenment.
Okay. So let me explain a little bit, just briefly, about samatha and vipassana meditation. So samatha meditation, actually, it trains the concentration, right? So samadhi, concentration, is important for samatha meditation. And with only samatha meditation, one can attain jhana. So the rupa jhana, the arupa jhana, even abhinya, superpower, no? And so this, so only with samatha meditation, one cannot attain enlightenment, because it cultivates a lot of concentration, but it temporarily subdues or suppresses the defilements, but it does not uproot the defilement totally. So with only samatha, one cannot get enlightened. Now with vipassana, is the meditation that leads to enlightenment. So for enlightenment, one must practice vipassana. Now, in the suttas, you will find that the Buddha or many other later on, the disciples, many teachers also encourage people to practice both samatha and vipassana. Even the Buddha himself, he encouraged. Why? Because the Buddha, he always introduced, or he mentioned the best. The best. So if a person's concentration is very good, and his wisdom is also good, and he attained enlightenment, and also he has great concentration, that is like the best, right? So therefore, the Buddha, he encouraged and he gave the best option. So with samatha, with jhana as well, and also with vipassana, meaning attaining enlightenment as well, right? But that is the best way, but not the only way. So there are also, the Buddha also taught that, there are, in the scriptures you will find, there are sukha vipassaka, no? So those are the beings or arahats that attain full enlightenment, but they do not have jhana. So that means that it is possible to attain enlightenment without jhana, but not without samadhi. Yeah, be careful, because samadhi is part of the Noble Eightfold Path. Concentration is necessary. Concentration, or the stability of mind, or this is one of the Noble Eightfold Path. So one must attain a very high level of concentration. But with that concentration, the person, he or she, he does not only contemplate on one single object and attain jhana, no? But with that very strong concentration, he or she tries to analyze the reality as it is. So to see nama and rupa in its real form, no? To understand, to grow wisdom, no? So that samadhi is necessary. Yeah. So for the highest, for the best, then it is good to have both jhana and enlightenment, of course. But samatha meditation that leads to jhana. So jhana is not necessary for enlightenment, but samadhi is definitely necessary for enlightenment. Now, talking about Nirodha Samapatti, actually, the person who can attain Nirodha Samapatti is already either an anagami or an arahat. Only these two type of person can attain Nirodha Samapatti. So therefore, they are actually either in the third stage or the fully enlightened already. So if they have jhana also, then they can also attain this cessation attainment, this Nirodha Samapatti, where the mind temporarily cease to arise for a period of time. So it's like really like a rest for them, no? Because mind does not keep arising and passing during that period of time. So is that clear?
Definitely, it is very, very clear the way you explained to me. I think that I knew it. The only things that I ask this question is because when I start to practice meditation, I never did samatha in my life. I started with vipassana, and when I meditate, I feel that I am very distracted, right? And I know that I need to know this distraction, and sometimes I can do it, but there is some session that I am always almost the whole session I am distracted. So I ask myself if I might need to practice samatha before and then switch to vipassana, because I'm able at least to like note properly or to do the job of the vipassana. But yeah, it is clear.
Yes, I think it is a very good idea. As I said right now, samadhi, mean concentration, is definitely necessary for enlightenment, right? So even if you don't practice samatha until the level of attaining jhana, but the basic calming the mind is necessary also sometimes. So we have tools, we have different tools, and also the more tools we have, we have more possibilities, right? So this is personal, according to how I listen to my teachers, then we can sometimes use different techniques in order to help ourselves. Like if you think that the mind is so scattered, then you think that maybe some breathing or maybe some anapana will be helpful at this time. Why not? Yeah, so 5 minutes, 10 minutes, even an hour, then when the mind is more calm, then you start your investigation, then you start noting. That is okay. So I think according to situations, we can adjust. So sometimes, like at this moment, what is most necessary and what is most helpful. And we have to remember the final goal is to understand and also to eradicate defilements. No, if I sit down there and I struggle the whole hour with dosa, fighting the own mind, then I'm sitting 1 hour cultivating dosa, not cultivating wisdom. Then why not just calm the mind and rest a little bit? Then that is also good, no? So if the mind is very calm already, and the mind is sharp and bright and is ready to investigate and ready to watch and to observe, then maybe at this moment, then maybe I can watch directly. Maybe breathing will not be necessary at this moment. Or then we need to see at which time what is more beneficial for that moment. And even for the same person, it changes day by day. So we can use different techniques skillfully, no?
Thank you very much. Your answers is very clear. Thanks.
Okay, you're welcome. All right. So I think until here, that's all the questions, and then we can continue with the theme from last week. And for those who didn't come last week, I have to apologize because last week I find out that I forgot to switch the recorded button. So I don't have the video of last class, and so it is not posted on the YouTube yet. So I'll have to find a time maybe to record it again or to refer to a previous video. So anyway, so if you were not here last week, we have been talking about the 31 realm of existence, the different planes of existence. And we have last week covered a little bit about the 4 lower planes. And also we have covered the human plane. So today we are going to start with the Deva realm. So now we are going to introduce like how many realms are there, the lifespan of the beings there a little bit. So, okay, so let's go. Now, with the 6 Deva realms, and there are, as we know, there are 6 Deva realms. The first one is called the Chatu Maharajika, in English, translated as the world of the 4 great kings. Then we have the Tawatimsa, where the Buddha preached the Abhidhamma. And then we have Yama, which is translated as the realm of the great happiness. And we have Tusita heaven, where all the bodhisattvas are reborn. And then we have Nimana Rati, so delighting in one's own creation is one of the realms. So in this realm, those devas, they can create whatever they wish to have, so they can create things, right? And then we have the highest deva realm called the Paranimita Vasawati. So this realm is translated as delighting in others' creation. So it means that the devas there, they don't even have to create their own things. So they have other devas that create things for them. So whatever they wish, the other devas will create for them. So it is said that those realms are in very good conditions, and so these are the deva realms. And how and why do being be reborn? Why are they reborn into the 6 deva realms? So it is said that it is because of great morality and generosity, and also so a lot of kusala karma. No, so beings that are reborn into the 6 deva realms have done a lot of generosity, and their sila is very good, and they have accumulated a very good karma, so they are reborn into those kind of realm. Now, not only Buddhists, let's say, can be reborn into the Deva realm, obviously, or even to the Brahma realm. Any people with any religion, any belief, if they did a lot of good, because this is just the way of how nature works, right? The more, like, whatever kinds of seeds you have, then the result will happen. So even in other religions, people perform a lot of good actions. So they help people, they are generous. So these people, like after the Truti, after the death consciousness arises, when Patisandhi arises, it is also possible, if those karma give result, to be reborn into the Deva realm. Even in the times of the Buddha, there are people who practiced samatha meditation until jhana, right? So those beings, if they have that kind of ability, the next life they will be reborn into the Rupa Vachara or the Arupa Vachara realm. So, okay, so that's 6 Deva realms. And now let's go to the Rupa Vachara. And we'll introduce a little bit about the 16 planes of the 5 material plane. So how do beings arrive to the Rupa plane? So this is through samatha meditation, right? So when a person practices samatha meditation to a very high degree and attain jhana, then when they passed away in this lifetime, and then if they keep that jhana intact, then they will be reborn into the different realms in the Rupa Vachara planes accordingly. So let's say in the first jhana, there are 3 planes. For the second jhana, 3 planes, third jhana, 3 planes, and fourth jhana, 7 planes here. Now we have to understand, when we look at the 31 plane of existence, you see this Rupa Vachara, it says first, second, third, and fourth jhana. But when we study it, we have studied there are 5 jhana, no, 5th jhana. So remember that we have made this difference, that there are the 4 jhana method and the 5th jhana method, right? The one is that we have 5 jhana factors: vitaka, vichara, piti, sukha, and ekagata. Yeah. So most of the time in suttas, in the Suttanta method, you will find 4 jhana is mentioned. That is the first jhana include the Abhidhamma way, the first and second jhana. That means vitaka and vichara, piti, sukha, ekagata, the jhana with these 5 jhana factors, as well as the jhana without vitaka is also included in here. So second jhana according to the Abhidhamma way. Yeah. So here in the Suttanta way, the second jhana is actually vitaka, vichara, and are both dropped already. So piti, sukha, ekagata, according to Suttanta way, is called the second jhana, but Abhidhamma way, third jhana. So this we have talked about it already previously, so I won't repeat too much. But then just know that in this first jhana, 3 planes, that is mentioned, then those beings that attain the first and second jhana according to the fifth jhana way, Abhidhamma way, will be reborn into one of these three planes. And those that attained the second jhana Sutanta way or the third jhana Abhidhamma way will be reborn into the second jhana third plane, and so on. So let's just take a look at into this different realms. Now, for the first and second jhana three planes, the first one is called the Brahma Parisaja, so Brahma's retinue, translated as. And then the second realm, Brahma Purohita, Brahma's minister. And then we have the Maha Brahma, the great Brahma. Then, so this is the first jhana, three planes. Then in the second jhana, there are also three planes there. First one called Paritaba. Second plane, Apamanaba. Abhasara is the third plane. So minor lustre, infinite lustre, and radiant lustre are the three planes of the second or third jhana. No? Then we have the third jhana according to Sutanta method. The three planes, they are Parita Subha, minor aura, Apamana Subha, infinite aura, and Subhakina, the steady aura. So these are just the names of the realms, no? Okay, so since we are talking about just an introduction, we're not going into very much details, but just we know that there are these different kinds of planes that exist, and beings that practice samatha and attain jhana will be reborn there. For the first, first, second, and third jhana, that's three planes, or the one first, second, third, fourth jhana, according to the Abhidhamma. For this for this 9 plane here. So how do we, how do we understand which being are born into which realm? Right? So it is actually according to the development of their jhana. So it is said that jhana can be developed in 3 ways: in a limited development, medium development, and superior development. So depending on how skillful they are with this jhana, then they will be reborn into a different level, different realm. So if a person practiced, he or she just got the jhana, but he did not enter into it again. So he is not that skillful. So his development is limited, and he is able to get into the jhana. But he did not lose his jhana, this quality, but he did not enter to it much. So that is a limited development. Now, if a person, he enters into that jhana more often, but he is not very skillful, in that case, it's called a medium development. Now, if a person, he develops his jhana very skillfully, he can enter to the jhana, come out of the jhana whenever he wants, and then he can enter into the jhana in any kind of order. Say, he doesn't have to practice like first jhana, then second, then third, then fourth. Then he can just enter in any order. He can enter into the fifth jhana directly or fourth jhana directly. So he's so skillful with the jhana that is called superior development. So depending on how skillful the person is, when they passed away in this lifetime, then they will be reborn into the 3 different planes of the first, let's say first and second jhana. No, so if a person, he gets Abhidhamma way, first or second jhana, and he has limited development, then he will be reborn into the first realm of the first jhana. And if he has medium development, then he will be reborn into the second plane of the first jhana. And if he's very skillful, his development is superior, then he will be reborn into the third realm of the first jhana in this way. So for the other, for the second jhana, Sutanta way, or third jhana, Abhidhamma way, is the same way. And the fourth jhana, Abhidhamma way, or the third jhana, Sutanta way, is also according to their development. So this 3 plane, they will be reborn to according to how skillful they are with that jhana. Now we're going to the 4th jhana, Sutanta way, or the 5th jhana, Abhidhamma way. For that, it does not depend on how skillful the person is in this way. Now, for this 4th jhana, 7 planes, or the 5th jhana, according to the Abhidhamma way, there are seven different realms, right? The first one is called Vayafala, so translated as great result. And the second one is called the Asanyasata, being without mind. They only have body, so non-percipient being. And then we have 5 pure abode, 5 Sudawasa. Now, if a person attained the 5th jhana, then he will be reborn into the Vayafala, the great result, that realm. And if a person, he attained a 5th jhana, but he has the idea that if there is no mind, there will be no suffering. So he wished that there will be no mind. He thinks that the mind is the problem. If there is no mind, there is no dukkha. Only the rupa it's okay. Without mind is good. So if you have this kind of idea, then because of that strong jhana, that jhana power, then he will be reborn into the realm of the beings that are without chitta, chittasika, no consciousness in this realm. So only rupa is available here, right? Okay, so now if a person, he attains the 5th jhana and he is an anagami as well, so he has attained the 3rd stage of enlightenment, he will be reborn into one of the 5 pure abode Sudawasa. So these 5 Sudawasa, only anagami, non-returner, will be reborn there. And there are 5 different realms there. Different realms there. The first one is called Aviha, the durable plane. Then we have Atapa, the serene plane. Sudasa, the beautiful plane. Sudasi, the clear-sighted plane. And the Akanita, the highest pure abode. So we have these 5 different realm in the Sudawasa. Now, then we will say that in this case, they are all anagami. They all have the 5 jhana. So why are they reborn into the different realms? Like what decide, or what is the condition for who reborn into which realm? So in this case, for the anagamis, it depends on the 5 spiritual faculties. Remember, Sada, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya. These 5 spiritual faculties that are important for the attainment of enlightenment also, no? So if a person, he or she is Sada prominent, the anagami, if he or she is Sada prominent, then he will be reborn into the Aviha plane. If the person is Virya prominent, then he will be reborn into the Atapa plane. If his or she is Sati prominent among the 5 spiritual faculty, then will be reborn into the Sudasa plane. Then if the person, spiritual faculty, the Samadhi is prominent, then Sudasi. And if Panya is prominent, then Akanita. So it depends on the prominent, which spiritual faculty is more prominent of the anagami, then to which realm they will be reborn into. Okay? So until here, we have introduced all the different realms into in the rupa plane, or the 16 different rupa plane. Okay, so is that okay? So we'll continue to the arupa realm. Okay, now for the 4 arupa vachara plane, how does a person attained, or reborn into the arupa plane? Again, it is through samatha meditation, right? The jhana. So for the arupa jhana, as you might remember, the jhana factors are actually only 2. So upekkha and ekagata. Now, for the rupa vachara plane, what is different between the different, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th arupa jhana is not the jhana factor, but the object. Right? So for the first arupa jhana, the object being taken is the infinite space. And the second jhana is the first arupa chitta itself, is the object, meditation object of that arupa jhana, right? Then for the 3rd arupa jhana, the absence of the first arupa vachara chitta is the object of the 3rd arupa jhana. And the 4th is the neva sanyana sanya, neither perception nor non-perception. So the difference here is not jhana factor, but the object of meditation for the different stage of arupa jhana. Yeah. So here I will not repeat again how we want to contemplate and all this. If you do not remember and want to do a revision, then you can go back to the video number 9. There we mentioned about how to practice this arupa jhana. Okay. In this case, the 4 arupa planes are actually according to the 4 stages of the arupa jhana. And the name of the realm is actually the name of the object itself. So we have akasa nancha yatana realm, vinyanancha yatana realm, akinchana yatana realm, and nevasanya nasanya yatana realm. So these 4 are the 4 arupa realms. So if a being, he or she practiced and he attained the arupa jhana, and then after passing away from that lifetime, he or she will be reborn into the arupa planes. Okay, so actually it's the most easiest way to understand this is according to the quality of the mind, the destination will be. Right? So if a person has a lot of akusala karma, the mind state is low, then destination will also be low, will be in the lower realm. And if the quality of the mind is better, say he or she practiced samatha meditation and attained jhana, so quality of mind is more pure in a way, because those all the defilements are temporarily being suppressed, and then they have good qualities of mind. No? As you may remember, the Brahma Vihara, the Brahma, they always live with metta, karuna, mudita, and upekkha, with this kind of good qualities. So according to the quality of the mind, the destination will be. Okay, so until here, we have introduced all the 31 plane of existence. Now let's take a little look of the lifespan. So we have mentioned about the lifespan of the lower realm and the human last week, and so this today we are going to look at the lifespan of the Deva planes and the 5 material and non-material plane. Let's go to the Deva plane first. Now, for the 6 Deva realms, the Chatumaharajika world of the 4 great kings, it is says that the lifespan of being there is 9 million human years. And for the Tawatimsa heaven is 36 million human years. For Yama, it's 144 million human years. Tusita heaven, 576 million human years. And Nimarana Rati, 2,304,000,000 human years. And Paranimita Vasawati, 9,216,000,000 human years. So this like very, very long time. So this is just for us to know that the beings, the Deva beings, they live much longer lifespan than we human do. So this is according to human year for us to have an idea. But if we change that to celestial years, that would be 500 Chatumaharajika years. Then we have 1,000 Tawatimsa years, 2,000 Yama years, and so on. So those are celestial years. For your reference. Now, you may say that if you are good at mathematics, then you will find something interesting here. If you see this 9 million years, according to human years, 9 million years, in the next realm, in the Tawatimsa heavens, it is actually 4 times more, right? Tawatimsa lifespan of Tawatimsa is 4 times more than Chatumaharajika years. And in the same way, Yama is 4 times more than Tawatimsa. So it's like the lifespan, it's 4 times and 4 times and 4 times more in each realm, right? Now, if you look at the celestial years, then something strange is here. Now, if you see 500, then in the Tawatimsa, it's only 2 times. Yeah. And the other one is also 2 times, 2 times, 2 times. So something is wrong here with the calculation, right? How come here it is 4 times, here it is 2 times? Now it is actually, the numbers are like this because these celestial years are according to the different realm. So the Chatumaharajika years are shorter than the Tawatimsa years. So Tawatimsa, according to Tawatimsa years, if we convert it into Chatumaharajika years, it will be 2000 here. Therefore, the numbers here, they are different because this is 500 Chatumaharajika years, and this is 1000 Tawatimsa years, which if we convert them into Chatumaharajika years, that will be 2000 Chatumaharajika years. So in that way, actually, it is still 4 times. It is still 4 times. Is that clear? Yeah? Okay. So anyway, these numbers are just a reference for us to know that the lifespan in the Deva realm is much longer than it's very different from that how we imagined. Yes?
Yes. It is different if you want to compare it to the human years, right? But if you are in that realm, it's just normal, let's say, right? So it's not the out of the ordinary, or like for us. I mean, it what it says to me, or why this was important for me, is that, you know, when we expect a Deva or something to interfere with our human life, then it's for me it made sense. Like, oh no, for them this was just an afternoon, my whole life or something.
Right.
So that's how it's important. But if you are there, then nothing special, right?
Yes, because all the devas in that realm, they live that long, yeah. So for them, it's like normal. So for that, just as a reference, one day in the Chatumaharajika year, just for us to have an idea, is 50 human years. So exactly, just like Edith said, that maybe half of our lifetime is just one afternoon for them, or one morning, right? So the lifespan there is quite different. Yes, somebody raised your hand just now.
Yes, I did, but
yes.
I don't know if I was saying something that doesn't make sense, but probably yes. But the life of the first human being in this world started less than 9 million of years ago. So nobody. Sorry. No.
Yeah. Please finish your question.
Yeah, no, I don't know even the question that I want to ask, but you know, it seems strange, right? That I don't know, like it seems very young, the sperm that is in this world.
Yeah. So Claudia, today, if we have enough time, we are going to cover also a little bit about the different world systems, and also like the cycle of the kappas. In Pali, it is called kappa. So how long that is, and all these things probably we will have enough time to cover it today. So maybe at the end of the session, if you still have some questions, then we can look at it. By the time, maybe you will get more information from there. Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. All right. So one day in the Chatumaharajika, which is the lowest, the lowest Deva realm, is 50 human years, and 30 days is 1,500 human years. So 1 month is equal to 1,500 human years. So a little bit like sometimes how we see as a human the lifespan of a butterfly, or of a cricket, or of some insects. No, some little bit similar. Maybe in that way. Okay, so let's go to the lifespan of the fine material world. So Rupavachara realm. Now we have said that it is according to the different the level of development of that jhana. So in those different planes, the lifespan will be different too. So for the first and second Abhidhamma way, or the first jhana 3 planes in the Sutanta way, their lifespan is Oh, I have some mistake here with the animation. So it came out to the fourth jhana first anyway. So we'll go back there. So let's put all of them first. Okay, so for the first realm, the Brahma Parisaja, for them, they leave 1/3 of an Asankhya kappa. And then for the next realm, half Asankhya kappa, 1 Asankhya kappa, then 2 Mahakappa, 4, 8, 16, 32, and 64 Mahakappa. So this is the lifespan of the Rupa plane. But of course, if you ask how long is an Asankhya kappa or what is a Mahakappa, if we do not understand that, then we have no idea of how much that is. So we are coming to that soon. So, but just as information, so this is their lifespan, and we will go to how long is an Asankhya kappa and Mahakappa soon. Okay, so let's just take a look also at the fifth Abhidhamma way or fourth Sutanta way, fifth jhana, the 7 planes. For the Vayafala, they leave 500 Mahakappa. And Asanyasata as well, 500 Mahakappa. And for the Anagamis, in the different realm, they have different lifespan. So 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 8,000, and 16,000 Mahakappa are their lifespan. Now, without understanding how long is a Mahakappa, this number seems a little bit irrelevant. So we'll just go through it quickly, and then we'll go to see how long is a Mahakappa. Okay, so for the non-material jhana, they live even longer. Imagine without rupa, for the rupa being, for the rupa vachara, their material body is very fine. So they live much longer than devas and human. But for the non-material being, they only have mind. So no rupa. They do not get sick, obviously. So no rupa. So their lifespan can be much, much longer. And for the first arupa realm, they lived 20,000 Mahakappa. And the second, 40,000 Mahakappa. Then third realm, 60,000 Mahakappa. And for the Nevasanyana realm, 84,000 Mahakappa. So that's a very, very long time. And we will see how long that is. Okay, so before we go there, it's almost 7. So let's take a 5 minutes break, and coming back, we'll see how long a Mahakappa is. Okay, so we'll see you in 5 minutes. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. All right. Okay, so to continue, before we continue, I'd just like to mention a little bit that honestly, sometimes when I was studying the Abhidhamma, when it comes to the part of the realms, of the lifespan, of the kappas, of the world system, and like that, I myself was not very interested in this information previously, because I thought that it's not so relevant to the practice and all these things. So some people might be more interested, and some people might not be very interested. So, but since it is information that I mentioned in the Abhidhamma Sangha as well, that is mentioned, so I will just also share with you because some people might be interested in it. Actually, in the last course a few years ago, I skipped this section. So I directly went into karma. I just introduced very briefly about the realms and didn't go into much details of the realm and things. And then I went directly into about karma and stuff. And later on, then some of the students that time, they asked questions and they were interested in this information. So then I prepared again that information and shared. So if you are not very interested in this information, then just listen to us. So as information, so we know about something about that. And if you are interested, it is good too. Now, I would say that this is, I find that this is actually not totally unimportant, because this gives us a sense of how long it takes for a person to practice in order to become a Buddha. So after knowing that, then it greatly increased my appreciation to the Buddha. because and then I understand that how long or how many lifetime, how many years he has to practice, although he could have been an arhat since such a long time ago, but because of his great compassion, then he decided to stay in samsara for that long time in order to become a Buddha. And also with this information later on, maybe we will cover that today, then we will see also in how long period of time does a Buddha arise. So we'll see how rare this chance of being born into a time where the Buddha arose, where the teaching is still available and we are born as a human. So this is actually the point that we talked about last week in the sutta about the turtle, the sea turtle, remember, that it is extremely rare for a person to be reborn as a human. Of course, to be reborn as a human is already not easy. To be reborn into a time where the Buddha's teaching is available, it's even more rare. So with this understanding, then this information is also relevant to know how the life, the time, how can I say the span or the time span of how long it can be. Yes, Edith?
So these are not questions, but I just want to say that for me, why this was important to study is that because it correlates with science. So everything that we are talking about the universe, we call it samsara, but it's still our universe, right? But the time goes different in different parts of even the universe. For example, in a black hole or near the black hole is different, and so on. So this, for me, correlates very well with what we are studying here with the beings. Also, like one is like big aura or radiant aura, and so on. So for that, it was, for me, it's important because it's still within what can be verified by science or.
Yes. And I also would like to thank you for that, Edith. And I also would like to mention again that the Buddha, he never just talked about something because of leisure or because of just for your information. He never say anything that is not relevant for our development. So this information about the universe or about like the life and all this comes out in the Abhidhamma as well, and also in suttas. So when he is explaining something to someone, these topics, or like he explained something, then this information came out, like about the lifespan of the other beings or and so on. So in different suttas, you will find this different information. So this is the Buddha always talked about something that is relevant to us. Well, anyway, so let's continue a little bit with the kappas, right? Now, we have seen that the longest lifespan among the 31 plane of existence is the Neva, Sanya, Nasanya, Ayatana realm. In that realm, the Arupa being, they live up to 84,000 Mahakappas. That long. So, but if we don't have an idea about the Mahakappa, then it doesn't make any sense, this number. So let's take a look what is a Mahakappa. Now, the Pali word Maha means great. Kappa actually means world cycle. So how long is one great world cycle? So not to talk about 84,000 Mahakappas, just one Mahakappa. How long is one Mahakappa? In the Samyutta Nikaya, we will find this example given by the Buddha himself. This is an example of the mustard seeds. Now, maybe you have heard about it. Now, let's take a look at this cube. Now, imagine there is a cube that is 12 kilometer width, height, and length. So 12 square kilometer, is it called square kilometer? Like the whole cube is 12, 12, 12, yeah, like this. Cubic. Yeah. So for persons like myself that is totally ignorant about directions and distance and like this, if you give, say, 12 kilometers, I have no idea how far that is. So for people that are like myself, just for your reference, to walk in a leisure or easy pace, 12 kilometers will take more or less around 2.5 hours. So imagine 12 kilometers like walking in normal speed, easy pace. So 2.5 hours, that much distance is 12 kilometers. So imagine a cube of that size. Okay, now probably all of you know mustard seeds, right? Mustard seeds from this flower, this tiny, small little seeds. So imagine this cube, it's full of mustard seeds. Now, in this picture, the seeds should be much smaller, yeah? This is just for illustration purpose. So they are big here, but they are much smaller. So imagine every 100 years, we take out one single mustard seed from that cube. Then every 100 years, we take out one, another 100 years, we take out one, another year, we take out one. Then eventually, it will be less and less. And eventually, when we take out every single mustard seed from this cube, it is said that one Maha kappa will still continue. That long. So every 100 years, we take out one seed, and until we take out every single seed from this 12 kilometer, this cubic, then still one Maha kappa has not finished yet. Now, if a mustard seed is 3 millimeter in diameter, then taking one seed every 100 years from a 12 kilometer cube of seeds, according to calculation, it would take around 936 quintillion years. That is 68 billion times the age of this universe. Still, one Maha kappa will still have not finished yet. So for your information, quintillion is 10 to the power 30. So 936 quintillion, so 936 and 30 zeros years will take that much. It's still not finished one Maha kappa. Right. Okay, so if we take a look at these numbers, then we will see the first non-material jhana realm, the infinite space, that one is, so it would be 20,000 times 936 quintillion years. That will be more or less how long that will be, to 20,000 Maha kappa, yeah? So if you're interested, you can do your own calculation for how long these realms are. Okay, so if that is one Maha kappa, one great world cycle, to understand what means by a great world cycle, like this 936 quintillion years, like what does it mean by a world cycle? First, we have to understand the destruction of the world. Now, according to the Buddha's teaching, the world can be destroyed in 3 ways. It can be destroyed by fire, by water, and by wind. So one Maha kappa, what is one Maha kappa? Now we will go into that details. But first, let's see how a world cycle, how a world is being destroyed first. Now, if a world cycle can be destroyed by either fire or water or by wind, let's see how it is affecting the 31 realm of existence. If world cycle, now we see that this graphic is the 31 plane of existence, yeah? 4 lower plane, 1 human plane, 6 Deva planes, then the first and second jhana, according to Abhidhamma, these 3 planes, and the third or the second, according to Sutanda, 3 plane, 4th jhana, according to Abhidhamma, and 3rd jhana, according to Sutanda, 3 planes, and the 5th jhana or 4th jhana, according to Sutanda, 7th 5 material plane and the 4 non-material plane, yeah? So this is the 31 plane of existence. If the world is to be destroyed by fire, then it will be affected all the way until the 2nd jhana, 5 material 3 planes. So all those planes that are below that are below the second jhana fine material, the 3 planes here, according to Sutanta way, yeah. So all those places will be destroyed. But those beings that are in these realms, they are not affected. Yes, Amar?
So what happens to the beings that reside on those planes?
Reside in where?
Those
in the
what
lower
happens
realm.
to the beings? Yeah,
Yes. Okay. So according to the teachers, well, a few millions years or a few 100,000 years before the world get destroyed, then the beings, then they will, some devas, they will inform, and then beings will know that the world is coming to the end. So then beings, by the time they will start practicing. So for those beings that are good, and then they really dedicate themselves to practice, but not only through one lifetimes, right? So it's throughout many lifetimes, they start practicing, and by the end, almost when the world is finishing, then most of them will get jhana, and they will be reborn into the higher realms. And for those beings who are less virtuous, and then most of them will be reborn into the lower realm. But in this case, the lower realm is also being destroyed, right? So they will be reborn into the lower realm in another world system, not in our world system, not in this world system. So that is what it is said. Is that okay, Ahmad?
Yeah, that's what I thought also. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
otherwise it doesn't make sense, because the lower realm, they cannot practice jhanas, and you can understand the human realm, they can practice jhana and move, but the animals and the lower realm, they cannot practice, right? And that makes sense. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, you're welcome. All right. So that's in the case when the world is destroyed by fire, right? Now, what about when the world is being destroyed by water? In that case, water will affect all the way until the 3rd jhana fine material 3 planes, meaning 4th jhana in the Abhidhamma sense, yeah. So 3rd jhana Sutanta way. So all the realms below that will be affected, will be destroyed in the case when it is destroyed by water. Now, in the last case, when it is destroyed by wind, which is the most serious, then it will be affected by all the way until only the 4th jhana, Sutanta way, the 7 planes where the anagamis are, and also the persons with the 5th jhana, Abhidhamma way, or 4th jhana, Sutanta way, and the non-material planes will be saved. They will not be affected, let's say. Well, obviously, for the non-material plane, as we all know, they don't have material, so they cannot be affected, no, in a way, because there is no matter there, yeah? All right. So according to the scriptures, the world can be destroyed by these 3 ways, either by fire, water, or by wind. Now, there is actually a sequence there. Later we will look at it. Now, after understanding the destruction of the world cycle, then we will see what does a great world cycle, 1 Maha kappa, what does that mean? Now, a great world cycle is divided into 4 stages or 4 periods of time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, there will be 4 periods of time. In the first period, it is called the disintegrating period. So that means the last world system is being destroyed already. So now it will take time for all the material or all the thing to disintegrate. Yeah. So 1/4 of the time of this world cycle will be the disintegrating period. So at this time, there are no more conditions for human to exist anymore at this time. And after the disintegrating period, then that will be the destroyed period. So there will be nothing for 1/4 of a world cycle. Then after that time, there will be a period that is called the evolving period. So things start coming like getting into forming something. Yeah. So that's the evolving period. And the last period is called the continuance period. That's when all the planets are formed and everything is here already, and life is ready to be life is available again in this universe. Yeah. So actually where we are now is in the continuance period. Yeah. So because in the other three periods, it's not possible for any beings to, I mean, for humans, for the Brahmas, highest Brahma, they are possible. Yeah. So in the continuance period. So one world cycle, one great world cycle, Maha kappa, is divided into these 4 different periods. So disintegrating period, destroyed period, evolving period, continuance period. And each of this period is called Asankhya kappa. So that's Asankhya, this word is translated as incalculable. So one great, so all these 4 periods, they are divided into equal amount of time. So 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4. So 4 of this period is what is called one great world cycle. So in a way, we can understand that 4 Asankhya kappa, meaning 1 Asankhya kappa, 2, 3, and 4 Asankhya kappa is 1 Maha kappa in different stages. Yeah. So 4 in English, incalculable world cycle, makes one great world cycle. Now, we mentioned that the world can be destroyed in 3 ways: by fire, water, and by wind. So according to the scriptures, there is a sequence. Now, it is said that the world will be destroyed. One world cycle, the great Maha kappa, the Maha kappa will be destroyed one time by fire. Then another world system will be generated, will rise, and that one will also be destroyed by fire, and another one also by fire. Consecutively, like that 7 times, and in the 8th time, it will be destroyed by water. And then after that, another Maha kappa, it will be destroyed again by fire again another 7 times. Then the 16th time, it will be destroyed by water again. And then it will be destroyed again 7 times by fire. And then the 24th time by water. And in the same way, again, 7 times. And then 32nd world cycle the 32nd time will also be destroyed by water. And then again 7 times of fire, 40th one by water, and again 7 times by fire, then 48th time by water, and another 7 times by fire, and then the 56th one by water, another 7 times by fire, and the 64th one will be by wind. So every 64 Maha kappa, it will be destroyed 1 time by wind. And after the 64, then it will again 1 time 7 times by fire, then by water, then 7 times by fire. So according to the scriptures, that the sequence goes like this. Now, we don't know where we are, but most probably, according to science, then this world cycle most probably is going to be destroyed by fire. No, it seems like. And it is actually the most common one. Yeah. Yes, Mila.
Just a quick question. I can more or less imagine destruction by fire and maybe wind, but what about water? Is it like not enough water or too much? Like
I think like flooding, like a lot of water.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And it's just like the whole thing is destroyed by water because some places don't have water.
Yes, according to that, yeah.
So just too much. Okay, thank you.
A lot of water. Now, if you see when the world cycle is being destroyed by fire, then until the everything below the 2nd jhana 5 material 3 planes are being destroyed, right? So if you now take a look back into the lifespan of the beings, then you will see that all these beings that live below that realm, so below this realm, they do not live more than 1 Maha kappa, their lifespan. So in the first Sutanta way, first jhana 3 planes, they lived 1/3 of 1 Asankhya kappa, And then the second one, the half asankhya kappa and 1 asankhya kappa, meaning the whole continuous periods, because by 1 Maha kappa, well, by that time, it will be destroyed. The world system will be destroyed. So if you can see here, it's also understandable that their lifespan is less than 1 Maha kappa. But from the third, the second jhana, the 3 planes from that onwards, if it is the case being destroyed by fire, this plane is not being affected. So beings in this realm, they can live longer. Their lifespan is 2 Maha kappa, 4 or 8, etc. But those that are being destroyed when one world cycle is finished, they live. The lifespan is less, just as a reference. All right. Okay. So today we have seen what is the 1 Maha kappa and 4 asankhya kappa. And also sometimes in other scriptures or places, you will also find something called antara kappa. And also we will find words like ayu kappa. And then we will look at ayu kappa and antara kappa next week. Okay. Okay, in that case, I'll just stop sharing the screen so I can see you better. Okay, so I see that there are some questions. Just give me 1 minute to change the screen. Yes, Claudia.
Okay, I have a few. So, like you said, you compare the days between the Deva realm and the human realm. But, we comprehend the end and the start of the day with the sunrise and sunset, no? This is when the day starts and finish. But in other realms, which is how do you know that the days start and finish? There is always sunset and sunrise?
That's a good question. I don't know actually, but maybe I will ask my teacher about that, whether there is a reference.
If they are in the final realms, it's not easier for them to get enlightened compared to other realms because the time that they have in meditation is longer, no?
Yes.
So it's not more likely that they get enlightened.
It can be. Also, this very much depends on the individual of the being, right? For example, as I said right now, the example of this Brahma, that he lives so many thousands of kappas, but he has this very strong wrong view that he is permanent. So in that case, it will be difficult, because he has this wrong view. Because of his own experience. But of course, there are some other beings, say the Anagamis, they are already in the third stage of enlightenment, or there are some devas that are very interested in the Dhamma, that they spend time discussing with each other. Then, of course, for these beings, their condition is much better than the human. They don't have to go to work to find, just to worry about food and shelter and everything. Then they can spend all their time practicing. So for them, condition is good for practice as well. But if the being there is not interested in the Dhamma at all, so however good condition they live, then it is not conducive to the liberation, right? So it really very much depends on the individual. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your answer.
You're welcome. Yes. Anyone else? If you have no more questions, then let's close the session by dedicating our merits for the liberation, for the attainment of Nibbana, as well as sharing merits to all beings. Okay, let's recite together. Itam no punyam Nibbana pacayo hotu. Itam no punyam Nibbana pacayo hotu. Itam no punyam Nibbana pacayo hotu. Itam no punyam sabha satanam pajima. Itam no punyam sabha satanam pajima. Itam no punyam sabha satanam pajima. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, thank you, everyone. I'll see you again next week.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.